On April 22nd, the entire boxing world anticipates the biggest box office event the lightweight division has seen in years between Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. The fight will feature perhaps the two most bankable stars in the 135-pound division. Sure to draw celebrities and record-breaking pay-per-view numbers, as well as two of the most exciting fighters in the entire sport, Davis versus Garcia has almost everything. Except the two best lightweights in the world. Welcome to the State of Boxing's preview of Devin Haney versus Vasiliy Lomachenko for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. Undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney has accumulated all the belts in a division full of stars such as Gervonta Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, and former 130-pound unified champion Shakur Stevenson now entering the fold after completing his work a division below. The division promises a round robin full of huge fights featuring most of the key players all being under the age of 30. At the ripe age of just 24 years old, Haney has already proven himself to be a throwback fighter. Starting his career at just 17 and fighting his first 4 fights in Mexico, the mantra of anytime, any place applies to Haney as he's proven his willingness to not only challenge himself against the best, but to go anywhere to do it. Calling the bluff of unified champion George Kambosos, Haney agreed to Kambosos's demands of their fight taking place in Kambosos' home country of Australia not only once, but twice, prevailing each time. Calling Las Vegas his home and training in the top-ranked gym there, things couldn't currently be better. With all the belts and still undefeated at 29-0, Haney is the king at lightweight, but still perhaps chases one man's pound-for-pound legacy as the most accomplished fighter of his era. Being one of the few two-time Olympic gold medalists, Lomachenko is one of the most decorated amateurs ever, and unlike any fighter before him, 85% of his professional contests have been championship fights, winning titles from featherweight through lightweight, and defeating some of boxing's most respected names along the way. Easily defeating Gary Russell Jr., Nicholas Walters, and Guillermo Rigondeaux, Lomachenko shot up to the top of the pound-for-pound ladder. Until running into the big power-punching Teofimo Lopez, Loma appeared to be nearly unstoppable with his combination of footwork, speed, and ring IQ. After the setback with Lopez, Loma has responded with 3 straight wins, earning a chance at some of the titles he formerly held. Meanwhile, Haney proclaims that this has been the fight he's chased for years due to Loma's decorated career and notoriety. For the remainder of this preview, we look at the tale of the tape, how these two match up stylistically, and how their trainers and current form factor into selecting a winner. As we previously mentioned with Lomachenko, he's the most experienced lightweight in the world, having faced every style in the book. Defeating everything from taller outboxers to shorter pressure fighters to big punchers, Loma has seen it all. His biggest blueprint for victory will come by not allowing Devin Haney, being the taller fighter, to establish his jab. And taking away Haney's jab, Loma will look to make it a side-to-side, east and west type of fight. This favors his advantage in footwork and infighting, and pulling that off would be the key to an upset victory for the former champion. The closest template we've seen from Lomachenko in this regard are his victories over Jorge Linares and his last opponent, Germaine Ortiz. While Linares was the more well-known fighter, Ortiz provided more of a look to what can be expected versus the more defensive-minded Haney. For Haney, he must control center ring and establish his jab. Though in a later stage of his career, Lomachenko is by no means old and showed energy, activity, and still superior hand speed late in the Germain Ortiz fight. This means Haney must break Loma's rhythm with straight punches, particularly an educated jab mixed in with body punching. Doing that will decrease the effectiveness of Loma's jump-around style. With both fighters trained by their fathers for their entire careers, stability won't be a problem. Anatoly Lomachenko has trained his son, along with unified undefeated heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk. Meanwhile, Bill Haney has guided his son to glory, and has done so humbly by allowing other voices to help mentor Devin, including the Mayweather family. Evident in his use of the shoulder roll and other techniques, Haney has been a preeminent student of the game. Despite being 35 years old, Lomachenko doesn't appear to be slowing down. His loss to Teofimo Lopez was more due to facing a large, powerful lightweight with explosive power than Loma's advanced age. His movement remains elite for a man of any age, and there is very little slippage in his ability. He has responded tremendously and looked much like his old self, while Haney has been at the top of his game, and at 24 is still growing. The only concern for him is as he continues to grow into his frame, will making 135 weaken him as he continues to attempt to defend his undisputed title, and in a fight that goes into the later rounds, will he fatigue more quickly than a fighter that doesn't have to boil down in weight? These are relevant questions that may affect the outcome of the fight. Overall, both fighters have looked excellent lately, and the winner should get full credit for his victory. With about a 3-inch height and nearly 6-inch reach advantage over Lomachenko, Haney will look to walk Loma down behind a stiff jab but change timing and levels while doing so. With the extracurricular movement of Loma, Haney will utilize straight, long punches while taking a half step back to counterpunch. Despite his shorter stature at about 5'6", and being over a decade older than Haney, Lomachenko will look to offset that by getting off of the line and keep Haney turning in the process. At about a 2.5-to-1 favorite, Haney's youth and height advantage gives him a perceived edge over his future Hall of Famer opponent. Despite both fighters having underrated power, the play here is a tactical chess match with both fighters having their moments. The prediction here is that Haney survives some rocky moments from the wily veteran en route to a split decision victory. However, with Bob Arum's desire to make a Shakur Stevenson-Lomachenko fight, Haney had better dominate and leave no doubt. If you like this video, please share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for the support. This is the State of Boxing.